Awesome.
All right, so let's just jump back into it. Who
Sure.
are you?
Who am I? My name is Teresa Sage, and I've been a real estate investor for a long time, 20 years. And we've done all sorts of fun things in the real estate market. I live in Scottsdale. I have 2 kids. And right now we're focusing on apartment investing.
That's great. What really inspired you to start real estate? I know that this can be sometimes a hard decision for people since um the role of entrepreneurship in this society, it seems like it's sort of like outcasted and that there's really just like one role, which is to get to college, get like a good job like a doctor or a lawyer. So what really inspired you to become a real estate investor?
Now that's a really good question, Audrey. When I was a stockbroker at Merrill Lynch, and I was managing people's portfolios, and the stock market crashed. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. And some of the clients, unfortunately, they couldn't retire because they were a little too aggressive in the market. And at the time, um, I was like, this isn't making sense to me. Like, like this is like a roller coaster ride. And I kind of like lost my interest in investing in stocks because of what was happening in the market. And nobody really had any answers, I felt like here we were
Mhm.
at this big stockbroker, and they didn't have any answers. And so I started looking at other avenues on how can I not only invest money for myself, but help other people in a more consistent, solid way. And so I started investing in real estate after that. It
Awesome. Wait, was this the 2007 crash or
was even before that. It was
oh
99. Yeah.
oh
So there was another big crash in the stock market.
mhm.
And yeah, it was pretty interesting.
How did that really affect you and your family? Because I
Well, at the time I was single.
oh
So I was working as a stockbroker, and I was single. And so I continued to work. What I did was I left the industry, and I actually went and worked for a self-directed IRA custodian. At the time, it was called Vantage IRA. It was Entrust IRA. And so I learned how you could use your retirement money and put it in real estate.
mhm.
And I saw all these people putting together deals in real estate and doing all these fun things, putting together investors and using their retirement accounts. And so it was really an education for me. I was getting paid to have this education on how to kind of structure deals with private money in real estate. So I was very fortunate.
I think it's so cool that you mentioned that because um my parents they put their I think yeah my sister and I's college funds and their retirement funds into real estate because this is like a I would say yeah it's real estate is a long-term journey. It's not just for this generation where like for example if you're a doctor you only make enough money for yourself and then what happens to your future generations. With real estate, you can pass these things down from generation to generation. And I think that's what a lot of real estate investors, such as yourself and my dad, and me too, want to do. We want to create a legacy and we want to make this world a better place for everyone. So I think
Right.
that's really cool.
I love that. I love that for sure.
How did real estate really like change your life? I know that with COVID and again the 2007 crash there's it's been happening like every like decade and so how have you been dealing with that and how has real estate really pulled you through all of that?
So that's a really great question, because at the time, um, back in '07, we were wholesaling properties, and we had a company and we were wholesaling properties. And my husband said to me, he goes, "There's no deals right now. There's no equity." And I said, "Come on, you just need to go out there and get and hit the pavement. What are you talking about? And he said, no, there's a shift going on right now. And so luckily we really looked at, he was in the business looking at the market and saw the indicators of that. Then what we did was, how can we help these people? Because what's going on right now is they started to be upside down in their property. And
Hello, Miss Teresa, you're kind of cutting out.
yeah,
Sorry.
okay. Let me try a different, yeah, I don't know why my internet's like that. Is that better?
Yeah, you're better. You're better right now.
Okay, great. Um, so we wanted to help people, right? Fix their
Mhm.
problems. We're all about, that's the main thing, is when you help people. So we created a short sale company to help people with their short sales. We didn't want to do foreclosure because we figured out that that would be better. So really, it was a win-win for everybody. Like, people had their house short sold. We had a company that was thriving during the, and we were helping a lot of people out. So real win-win during that.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
was,
that's great.
yeah. Whole key to that is, we're in a solution. Real estate is all about, obviously, the numbers, right? You have to have your numbers in order, but it's all about relationships and finding solutions for people and helping people out. And so when we focused on that, it was a real benefit for us to be able to thrive in down times when the market was going down and help them out.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Because I think a lot of people, when I try, especially for me, when I try to explain real estate and entrepreneurship to my friends,
Uh-huh.
um, they sort of get it as they retrieve it and make it out to seem like it's a scam, sort of.
Uh-huh.
So I think that real estate, really, it's really defined differently to the norms of our society. I think that's how I would phrase it. So yeah, I really love how, because we need people that are good in this world, that want to help other people. And it's not just all about the money, it's definitely about the connections and how we can make an impact on everyone.
Oh, totally, totally. And like having that freedom. So I was thinking about our conversation and I was like, what would I tell somebody like your age or starting out? Like, what would I tell them that would be really super beneficial to them, right?
Mhm.
And one of the strategies we teach people going forward is, we tell people, especially if you're thinking about going to college, why don't you buy a fourplex? Why don't you look for a fourplex? And then that way you have three other people paying your mortgage, right?
Mhm.
And then you have enough to cover your expenses of living. So essentially, if you do the numbers right, you're essentially financially free at that moment, right? Because you
Mhm.
have your housing covered, you have your food covered, everything, if you do the numbers right. And then I was thinking about, because one of the guys in our program, we teach a program called Apartments to Freedom. And one of the guys used this strategy. He was looking to gain his freedom of time, freedom and just freedom over like his life. And so he used this strategy. He bought a fourplex, but his real dream was to start a business. And so once he had those basic necessities covered with just this one fourplex, then he was able to build his business. And he went on to create this massive business of $50 million dollars or whatever. But he had those basics covered, right? Just,
Mhm.
his living expenses and time that he didn't have to necessarily work. Of course, he wanted to, but he had that essential basics covered.
Mhm.
So maybe, like, I don't know, I was
Hello? Uh, uh, no. Oh, you're back. Hello.
Awesome.
And Wi-Fi.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where I lost you on that last conversation regards to.
The person with the duplex, fourplex.
Yes. So I guess the whole thing is you don't have to, real estate seems maybe investing seems a little daunting, but if you just start small and even have your necessities covered, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think being independent and financially free is definitely a part of real estate entrepreneurship. But there's also, well, that's definitely a goal. But another goal I think for all of us should aspire to is mindset. Um, and I know you have your wishes,
Yeah.
wishes.com.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
the website name?
It's called Wishes Come True.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everyone go to wishes come true right now.
.com.
Mhm.
So part of being a real estate investor was I got to a point where I was really just going through the motions and I was really feeling unfulfilled. Like it was a lot of hustle, a lot of grind, a lot of to-do lists.
Mhm.
And I honestly, it wasn't very fun. And so what I wanted to create was a community where we could get together and be in positive energy every week and align our goals and our wishes for the week. But not only just financially, not only just real estate, but like your health and wellness and like what kind of impact you want to create. And relationships are so important, right?
Mhm.
Because what kind of relationships do you want to do? And so every week we get together and we do some energy exercises where we amp up with energy and positivity. And it was really one of the reasons why I created it was I wanted accountability for myself. And
Mhm.
so I wanted a group that I could go to every Monday and outline a positive week for myself and also just have that community and collaboration. So that's kind of what wishes come true is we just kind of get together and dream and plan for our wishes to come true.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I feel like we really do need that accountability because sometimes it we have those bad days where we don't feel motivated to do anything, and that's where discipline comes in, determination, perseverance, persistence. That's where all of those come in. But we also do sometimes that's not enough to bring us out of that dark time or that struggling place, and that's where we really need that group like your I forgot what it's called. It was like a master group or something.
Oh, like our mastermind?
Mastermind, yeah. You
Mhm.
need that group of people that can hold you reliable and can also bring the best out of you and give you value as well.
Totally. Yes,
Mhm.
we're all about win-win-win in this community. We want to make sure that you're filled up. We want to make sure our tribe's filled up and other
Mhm.
people too, for sure, helping each other out. And so it's kind of fun because it's kind of magical, whimsical group that invests in real estate.
Mhm.
So I wanted to go backwards. Yeah.
What would you say is your superpower in real estate?
That's a great question. So I feel like my superpower is putting everything in place so people are successful.
Mhm.
And so basically, like developing a team, um, developing the systems. I feel like my superpower, I can see like how to put everybody in place so that they're successful in what they do, and then keeping them accountable and having fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How would you, what kind of struggles did you get through while being that person to hold people accountable and be that person who sets things in place? What struggles did you go through?
I had some really hard days, like you said. Like some days, I be I remember laying on the floor looking at my plant and like thinking like, what is wrong with me? Like I can't seem to get motivated. And so honestly, um really mastering, and it's not perfect, right? We all have our bad days, but
Mhm.
mastering being in positive energy, surrounding yourself with positive people, like being celebrating life, I think is so important. So important. Like, look at the
Mhm.
amazing things you've done so far, like a t-shirt company. So awesome. Like investing in real estate, inspiring other people. Like, those are amazing things. And I think our society has kind of taught us to look over future there and forget to like celebrate now, like here, like celebrate all the magical things that are going on right now.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Speaking of t-shirt company, you
Yeah.
chose the fearless, no, you didn't choose the fearless. I chose the fearless investor shirt. But you chose the investress shirt. Why did you choose that one?
Yeah, I chose that one because Investress to me is kind of a collaboration of amazing real estate people, right? And it's almost like it's I like it's just such a powerful, strong word. It feels like a superhero.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Totally feels like a superhero.
Uh-huh.
And it feels like you can be invincible. It feels like you can be fearless. It just feels like Investress just encompasses everything that strength and beauty and power comes into play,
Mhm.
and also impact. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think women in this industry, they really need more of a, not to say that they don't have a voice already, but I feel like we have so much potential to become this, to unite together and become this one strong group that can totally make a huge impact on this world. And that's what I want to create as well. I want to create a group of future millionaires, uh, of people my age, of people maybe older, getting ready for college, um, that want to make that impact and through entrepreneurship and maybe even real estate.
Mhm.
Um, I think we could definitely make a huge impact on the world.
Oh my gosh. And you've already made a huge impact in my life
Have
because,
I?
yes, we were talking and you told me how you got involved in real estate, right? And how
Yeah.
your dad brought you these books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and
Hmm.
how it's you and your sister, right? Read them
Yeah.
and then reported back.
Hmm.
I love that story. So, guess what I did? Because my kids are 12 and 14, and I'm like, thank you, Audrey, because I didn't even think of that. So I went ahead and I ordered the books. And this summer, what we're going to do is the same thing. Thank you to you. You've made a huge impact on my life and my family's life and my kids' life. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So I think that's a really big message. And I really appreciate what you did for me. Thank you and my family.
I'm I'm smiling so hard right now
So I'm excited. And I'm excited to share this too with maybe other entrepreneurial families that, and tell you, I'd like you to hear, I'd love it to hear, I'd like you to tell the story because it's so much more
Oh, okay. Yeah.
than you tell. Yes, please. How
Mhm.
did you get into real estate?
So how I got into real estate is one day in 2020 when COVID struck and we were all at home, right? It was the pandemic, no one was going outside, school stopped, became virtual. And it was almost summertime and I had no summer camp since it was COVID and I had nothing to do. So I was just sitting there um doing I was doing things that normal kids did. And to me, I was actually quite bored at the same time. Um, so when my dad brought up Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is the book about a young Asian boy who grew up in a situation like me with this society that believed in the one-way path to college, the rat race. Um, I wasn't opposed to reading it because I had nothing else to do. So every day, my dad would tell me and my sister to read a chapter of Rich Dad Poor Dad and report back to him on what was going on. In that book, I learned so much about assets, liabilities, um, about mindset, how I was thinking, and it really opened up the world to me because in starting in like third grade, I believe, I realized that I had no plan for my future. I was never very passionate about anything. My parents put me into swimming, ballet, gymnastics, track. I never felt really any spark there, and through all of that, I dropped out. Um, so I felt like a failure, right? And I sort of covered that up using my academic successes, getting A's on tests, straight A report cards. Um, that's how I covered up that fear of the future. But when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it made me face my fears without having a huge mental breakdown or being very like anxious or anything. It made me really like it eased up the future to me. I became excited to grow up. I became excited to learn everything about life. I became excited to become a person that would make an impact on this world.
Mm-hmm.
In like third grade, fourth grade, I don't know why I thought of this. I was like counting the years and the months until I moved out. Um, how scared I was. So living in all that fear, just covering it up, it wasn't healthy for my mental health. Like, and I love how you're doing the wishes come true because it's really good to focus on your wellness and because you come before anything, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Words of wisdom. Total words of wisdom. That is so amazing. You are so wise beyond your years. Holy cow.
Thank you.
Amazing. And then how did you start your t-shirt company? I'd love to hear that too.
Oh yeah. Um, my dad's restaurant. We've
Mhm.
had it for 8 years. It was shut down due to COVID. It was called Rickshaw Republic. I grew up in that restaurant. It was basically my second home, and we wanted to keep the name alive, so we rebranded it, um, made it something that was relatable to our family since we became more involved in real estate and entrepreneurship. Um, and I wanted to start my business as well because my dad told me you can't live off of one stream of income. If you invest everything in stocks, you rely your whole life savings on stocks, and then it suddenly crashes. What are you going to do now? And because of real estate, when the restaurant shut down, my dad was able to rely on real estate as a second source of income, and we're able to have everything we need today. So that's really how I started my t-shirt business. It was Thanksgiving break week. Um, And I was like, wait, I haven't finished my website and it's almost Black Friday. So me and my dad, we spent all week watching TV shows because family time. And also in all my spare time, I would devote it to um the t-shirt business.
Mhm.
And now I'm doing interviews with you and with other entrepreneurs and investors that inspire me, and I'm looking to do more with female and younger entrepreneurs um, to inspire other people.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Amazing. I tell you, Audrey, I wish I just you just are gonna light up the world. I tell you. Congratulations. That is amazing.
And I mentioned this before in our last call, of how a lot of kids don't realize what advantage they have at this young age. Because when you fail, once you fall down, you don't lose everything. You still have a place to live. You still have clothes. You still have food. You still have water. The consequences are less large. They're smaller, and I think we should take advantage of that to learn,
Mhm,
grow wiser,
mhm.
and implement our new skills in the future.
Oh my gosh. So wise, so brilliant, so awesome. No, that is so amazing. And you know what's interesting is I was thinking about that this morning because I feel like part of a lot of people older do. They kind of have their war wounds and their emotional scars, and they've been through the ringer a little bit. And I really admire that you recognize that because that is a really profound thing. And that was the other thing in regards to wishes is that we look at all those hidden beliefs and patterns and fears that are holding us back that may have been programmed. We work to clear those out too. So, but you've got a fresh start. So you definitely have that way. Fearless, perfect, perfect, fearless. I love it.
What would you say is your favorite thing about entrepreneurship or real estate, whichever one?
I love one making a massive impact. I love seeing other people succeed. Like that, like having this interview, it just lights me up because I'm just so excited for you and I can't wait to see like you're amazing right now in the now, right? But like, in the next like see you as you grow into your strengths and your prowess and like as you grow and like, you know, grow and expand too. I really love to see people happy and succeed. And even like, for instance, we bought a house and we did a seller carry for a family. They couldn't get a regular bank loan. And we drove by the property 3 months later and they had this pride of ownership, right? They were taking care of it. They had planted flowers. They were so happy. Like we saw them um like how they cared about this home. They were so excited to have a place to live. And so being able to provide them that was just like lights us up, like
Mhm.
they have home ownership because we did a seller carry and we could just see their family happy to be there and they're flourishing in that property. So I think like that's like the total magic of life, right? Is like to see all, even the little things, all the positive things that you can positively affect people's lives, whether you're talking to a seller or buying a house or talking about rich dad poor dad,
Mhm.
it's all kind of your perspective and your perception and how you can contribute.
I love that. Yeah. I think that the only things that we can't do are because we limited ourselves. We only us, only ourselves can put our limits on ourselves because of our mindset and everything. Because I think that with with all the resources we have now, especially technology, the internet, I think we can really do a lot of things to impact the world. And the only thing that's limiting us is our mindset.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Mhm.
I couldn't agree with you more, for sure.
I totally agree that making a big impact is one of my favorite things about entrepreneurship. What would you say is your least favorite thing about entrepreneurship?
I think sometimes you run into people that are not win-win, and they are not kind of fun. They're kind of grumpy.
Mhm.
And they may not have your best intentions at heart. And so we've ran into situations that were difficult because we weren't participating with the person that was win-win, and they were kind of win-lose.
Mhm.
And so just recognizing that there's different categories of people has made a huge difference in my life. And so now when I go out and I'm looking for deals, or I'm looking to work with sellers, or I'm looking to work with renters or buyers, I'm always looking for those people who are win-win, because there's a lot of amazing positive people in the world.
Mhm. Yeah. What would you say is like a life lesson or like a quote that really gets you to see that positivity in people, and just really see the good in them?
Yeah, I love the quote by Gandhi. He says, "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Mhm.
I love that. And I think you're just definitely there. So yeah, be the positive change you want to see in the world. I think it's really powerful by Gandhi. And it just resonates with me in my heart.
Mhm. I do my dad's social media. I don't know if you see the posts every day. Well, I try to keep up every day. But they're usually um inspirational quotes by people who have made an impact. Um and I really put them out there not just as just content, but to also inspire people. And I love seeing those comments. I do see your comments. If you're watching this, I see your comments. um, I love seeing the comments saying, "Oh wow, I really needed this today." Um, I love what you're doing. Keep it up, and that really keeps me going in those times. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And what is, do you mind sharing that? What's that?
My sharing what?
Oh, like your do you mind sharing just sharing your website address for people?
Oh yeah, my website is rickshawrepublic.com,
Okay. Rickshaw.
and my my Instagrams are a little lady boss and Rickshaw Republic.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Yes. What's your favorite quote?
my favorite. Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm not probably one by Abraham Lincoln. I forgot what it was. Let me check. I think it was like be. Sorry, I'm not sure. Hmm.
Well, that's okay. What do you say to yourself when you're kind of down and out to pick yourself back up?
Oh, okay. I tell myself, um, this isn't gonna get you anywhere, and that I look at this time that I have now. Um, I have this hour where I'm doing nothing, and I can just sit in my room, um, watching like TikToks, or I could be doing comps or learning more about marketing, maybe even calling sellers. Um, I think that's really what picks me up. And also, I just realized I don't know who said the quote, but it was do one thing every day that scares you. Um, for me, calling sellers is really um, a fear of mine. Just talking to adults, like I said before. So that's why I have the fearless investor uh, shirt, and that's really what pulls me through.
I love that. I'm gonna get that shirt too. I'll get a few of those because I think I need a lot of those.
Yeah.
Fearless investor. I love that.
What would you like to see in Rickshaw Republic? Would it be like more more t-shirt designs? Would it be like hat designs, or what do you think?
I honestly, I love all your designs. I was looking at them. I love all of your inventory. I think it's pretty amazing. Um, I would love stickers. What do you think?
Stickers?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I never thought about that.
Yeah. I'd love some stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I also want to like cater more towards the female audience, right?
Mhm.
Right now my audience is targeting mainly male investors because that's the group I'm surrounded by right now. But I want to create a community, like I said, of future millionaires. Um, and I want Rickshaw Republic not to just be a brand. I want it to be a movement. I want it to be something that will make an impact on the world. And I think that's something that we'd really establish throughout this whole call. Sorry, I think they do good.
Awesome. Yes. So that's your wish. I love it.
How can people contact you?
Yeah. So they can go to wishescometrue.com, and they can also contact me at support@energizedresults.com. I get those emails. Or my Instagram is Teresa Sage AZ at Teresa.
Everyone go follow her right now. She's such an inspiration. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you. You are an inspiration. Oh my gosh. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited for you. I'm just like, wow. I am really honored to be here and excited for what you have
Mm-hmm.
going on here.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, honestly, Audrey, I really commend you. And I know I've said this, but you you have such a beautiful, positive energy to you. You have such inspiration for not only the young people, but for the older people too. And um, I'm just really excited for you. I'm excited for um, your company. I'm excited for you. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm just super excited for you. And I just feel really honored and grateful to be here and having this conversation with you. And honestly, if there's anything you ever need, please reach out because I'd love to support you in whatever you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Is
And
there
then and also I'm going to share this interview with my daughter because she's 14.
Oh my god. Yes, let's
Maybe she
connect.
can
Let's
be
connect.
inspired too. So thank you. Yes, like I said earlier, you made a huge impact on our family's life. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.